Welcome, seekers of the truth, to the Magical Services channel. So this is going to be a most supreme horoscope for the general collective with accents on love and career for the day of May 8th, 2026. With that said, collective, let's get into your horoscope. So the collective field on May 8th, 2026 is dominated by a decisive elemental shift from consolidation into mobilization. The day opens under a waning Capricorn moon, moving through the final degrees of structural reality, testing before crossing into Aquarius and triggering a far more future-oriented collective atmosphere. Emotionally, the global current begins with exhaustion around outdated obligations, institutional pressure, and practical burdens. By the second half of the day, however, the energetic tone becomes more rebellious, mentally accelerated, and strategically disruptive. This is not passive astrology, it is transition astrology. Systems weaken, new positioning begins. The Taurus concentration remains the dominant stabilizing force. The Sun and Mercury in Taurus continue demanding tangible outcomes, measurable value, financial realism, and grounded execution. Collective attention gravitates toward material survival, asset preservation, territorial security, food systems, currency stability, and long term economic positioning. Conversations globally become less theoretical and more transactional. People increasingly prioritize what can actually produce enduring results. Promises without infrastructure lose power quickly. The collective appetite favors durability over spectacle. Mercury advancing rapidly through Taurus intensifies negotiations connected to ownership, commerce, logistics, agriculture, banking, land, and resource control. Information itself becomes treated like a strategic commodity. Communication slows in emotional tone but sharpens in tactical intent. People observe more carefully before committing. Silence carries weight. Decisions become increasingly calculated. The collective instinct is to protect leverage before exposing vulnerability. Meanwhile, Venus in Gemini introduces a parallel social atmosphere of networking, persuasion, seduction, and rapid conversational exchange. While Taurus seeks while Taurus seeks solidity, Venus in Gemini keeps social and romantic dynamics fluid and mentally stimulating. Attraction patterns globally become more curiosity driven than emotionally binding. Flirtation, messaging, short term alliances, and intellectual chemistry dominate relational dynamics. In career matters, visibility increases through communication skill, adaptability, marketing, media, and strategic presentation rather than group authority alone. Mars in Aries remains one of the strongest operational signatures in the chart. Collective momentum accelerates aggressively around personal ambition, conflict initiation, independence, military posture, entrepreneurial action, and survival instinct. This placement rewards decisiveness but punishes recklessness. Individuals and institutions attempting to force outcomes too rapidly may trigger resistance, backlash, or strategic miscalculations. Anger surfaces quickly throughout the day, especially where delays, inefficiency, or control structures obstruct momentum. Saturn and Neptune, both occupying Aries, create an unusually important long range backdrop. This is the beginning phase of a collective reconstruction cycle surrounding identity, sovereignty, leadership, and self determination. Saturn in Aries forces accountability around courage, discipline, and initiative. Neptune in Aries simultaneously dissolves old heroic myths while inspiring new ideological movements. Globally, this produces conflicting manifestations. Visionary leadership emerging beside performative chaos, authentic pioneers appearing beside delusional opportunists. The collective challenge becomes distinguishing conviction from fantasy. Jupiter in Cancer amplifies emotional nationalism, domestic priorities, protectionism, ancestral concerns, food security, housing issues, and emotional attachment to tribe or homeland. Family systems, collective memory, and emotional belonging become central motivators in both politics and personal life. Expansion occurs through emotional intelligence, protective leadership, and community cohesion rather than detached abstraction. However, Jupiter in Cancer also magnifies emotional reactivity. Public sentiment becomes highly influential. Leaders who fail to emotionally resonate lose traction rapidly. The moon's transition into Aquarius marks the critical energetic pivot of the day. Early hours favor completion, restructuring, and emotional containment. Once the moon enters Aquarius, collective consciousness shifts toward disruption, innovation, technological acceleration, social movements, and future planning. Emotional detachment increases. People begin prioritizing strategic perspective over emotional processing. Unusual alliances form quickly. Digital influence intensifies. Collective attention becomes increasingly decentralized. Pluto retrograde in Aquarius continues operating as the deepest transformative force in the background. Power structures involving technology, surveillance, artificial intelligence, digital governance, collective ideology, and social engineering continue undergoing irreversible mutation. The retrograde motion internalizes this transformation. Hidden agendas, concealed systemic weaknesses, and underlying fractures within collective networks become increasingly visible beneath surface appearances. So let me repeat that. Hidden agendas, concealed systemic weaknesses, and underlying fractures within collective networks become increasingly visible beneath, beneath surface appearances. Control mechanisms are not disappearing, they are evolving. Financially, the astrology strongly favors strategic accumulation, infrastructure development, technological adaptation, and long term positioning over impulsive speculation. Taurus energy rewards patience and tangible competence. Aries energy rewards speed and initiative. The winning formula becomes controlled aggression, decisive movement backed by real substance. In love dynamics, Venus in Gemini combined with the Aquarius moon later in the day favors reconnection through conversation, intellectual stimulation, humor, shared ideas, and unconventional interactions. Relationships lacking mental engagement may temporarily cool. Connections built on mutual curiosity strengthen rapidly. Suddenly, or rather, sudden messages, invitations, online interactions, or unexpected encounters become highly likely. Career and power dynamics intensify substantially throughout the cycle. Mars in Aries rewards independent actors willing to move before consensus forms. However, Saturn's presence warns that impulsive victories without structure will not endure. Sustainable success now belongs to those who are capable of combining speed with strategic discipline. The final energetic message of this transit field is unmistakable. The collective is entering a transitional corridor where obsolete systems are losing energetic legitimacy, but replacement structures are still forming. This creates instability, experimentation, and accelerated repositioning. Those who adapt quickly without abandoning realism gain advantage. Those clinging rigidly to exhausted frameworks experience increasing pressure, resistance, and fragmentation. So that is what I had for you today, collective. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like this video, comment this video, share this video, or subscribe to our channel so you get first dibs on future uploads. And of course, that would help me grow the Supreme channel of ours too very much in case you wanted to help me do that. It would be nice. Also, check out the offer in the description box. It is pretty hot and it could be very useful for you in case you do indeed have a professional career that you would like to make better. Or perhaps you're out of work and you're looking for new work and you'd like a little boost in that area. And also check out my other videos because I always keep fresh stuff on here made for y'all with supreme standards, longs and shorts, all sign readings and sign specific readings, astrology readings and divination readings, and whatever else you'd like to see. So please do let me know about it. Until then, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for your time. And until the next time, blessings.